Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to PFL13. This week, it's week 2, and we're taking on Mike. Mike is a personal friend of mine. He was my co-host on the Inside the PFL sort of podcast show that we did a couple seasons back. We did it for 2 seasons actually, and it was a lot of fun. Every week we'd go down, review teams, review battles, different trades and pickups, that sort of thing, as well as the state of the league. A lot of fun, but we are going to be battling him today. Now, Mike is a pretty good battler, and he has a very strange team this season. I don't want to say strange, but it's very unpredictable, might I say. So, right off the bat, let's just go over Mike's team here. Mike has a Meganium, Cinderace, Greninja, Florges, Registeel, Arctovish, Golbat, Drampa, Golurk, Ariados, and Luxray. And I'm going to throw the team up, obviously, just like right here, just so you guys can reference it throughout the team building process. And his team is definitely, it's bulky, as well as, it's a little bit offensive with Cinderace and Greninja, as well as Arctovish and Golurk. I'm not going to count those guys out. But for the most part, I am not super terrified of it. Cinderace and Greninja are obviously the most scary part of his team. Mike also has a habit of walling people with Registeel, so we're going to have to make sure to not have that happen to us. Now, right off the bat, I'm trying to think of who we want to bring to this battle. I kind of just want to get right into the team building process because I have to go somewhere in like an hour, but regardless, so I think the first Pokemon we're actually going to bring, it's kind of a no-brainer here. I think we're bringing Lele. Lele, obviously, a lot of really good offensive presence. Poison types with Golbat, Ariados. Lele hits pretty much everything neutrally with Moonblast or Psychic, except for like Registeel. But we could also run like Focus Blast to maybe catch Registeel or something like that. So I think that Lele absolutely is coming. I think that he doesn't necessarily have the team to deal with it. Golbat and Ariados are his best options. And then if you're running maybe Iron Head on Cinderace, that's pretty much all, or Gunk Shot on Greninja, that's pretty much all he's going to be able to do to us. But that's not a huge deal because we are definitely going to be running Ferrothorn as well. Ferrothorn, especially since this league no longer allows hidden power. Ferrothorn basically completely walls Greninja, checks Registeel really, really well, unless it has like a +4 Iron defense up and is body pressing us. If we run Rocky Helm, Iron Barbs, then obviously Registeel just going to be taking a ton of chip damage. Cinderace kind of has to play around Ferrothorn as well, because if it tries to go for like a Pyro Ball, we can protect, we can switch out into something else. So he has to be very, very careful around Ferrothorn, so I think Ferrothorn is absolutely coming. And I also realized, hold on, that this is supposed to be like here. Yeah, that's much better. Now you guys can see everybody up at the top right here. Oh, fantastic. Okay, great. So Tapu Lele, Ferrothorn. I think this is the first week that we are going to be bringing the dude, the Don, the man of the hour. It is Mega Sharpedo. He is our Mega Pokemon. We did not bring him last week. I thought we had a pretty piss-poor matchup last week, actually, versus Tristan. I thought that Sharpedo actually didn't do too great. But I think versus Mike, Sharpedo, especially at +1, is going to be doing really, really good. I know for a fact that he's going to want something to check Sharpedo, which to me means that he's going to be scarfing either Cinderace or Greninja, which makes it even more apparent to have a defensive pivot like Ferrothorn. Being able to take whatever attack that they want to dish out is really, really important. So it's these 3, absolutely. I'd like to have the ability to blow up something as well. I'm thinking about running a Scarf Blaziken. Blaziken, it didn't do anything actually in last week. It actually got crit by Toxtricity's Overdrive. Otherwise, we would have lived. We would have been able to Flare Blitz, and it would have claimed the glory of the last kill of the game. But that actually went to Noivern. But Blaziken, I think, is 100% going to come this game. It does really well versus Registeel. If I want to, I could also maybe make it special. Obviously, it kind of gets walled by Florges, but I think he's probably going to want to run a... Actually, he probably will run a specially defensive Registeel, because he's going to be looking at Lele and thinking, like, obviously he needs something to stop Lele in his tracks. So I think that he'll probably run a specially defensive Registeel, even though he does have Florges. So we'll probably end up running a physical Blaziken. Let's see now. So he does have Arctovish as well. And Arctovish, if that happens to be Scarf, That we need a guaranteed check to that. I'm thinking that this is going to be probably the first week that we bring Lantern. Now, I want to bring Lantern. I want to bring Water Absorb Lantern for a couple reasons. One, to maybe catch water moves from Greninja, but then two, also to catch Vicious Wrens from Arctovish, potentially pivot out versus Cinderace, maybe catch like a weird fire move, or if he happens to be running anything else. An Iron Head, we resist Iron Head. Wait, do we quad resist Iron Head? No, Electric doesn't resist Steel, does it? No, it doesn't. Because Alolan Golem takes super effective damage from Iron Head and Flash Cannon. So, anyway, Lantern, Lantern definitely probably coming this battle. Double Water is never really a bad type to double up on. And then last but not least, I'm not exactly sure who might fill out the last slot. Noivern gives us options. Mamoswine is probably what's going to come. I feel like Mamoswine is absurdly good here versus Golbat. It can break Golbat. It can use Knockoff versus Golurk. Earthquake versus Registeel. Nothing really wants a neutral Icicle Crash. I think Mamoswine is probably the last Pokemon here. That does indeed give us no removal, but I don't know if that's going to be that big of a deal. Actually, you know what? We can have removal here because Blaziken gets Defog, so we may run Defog on Blaziken. Even if we happen to run it Scarf, we could also run it. Yeah, we could run it Scarf. I think we're gonna run. I think we're gonna run Leftovers on Lantern because I want the ability to. Well, one, I want the ability to paralyze something, so Discharge is definitely coming. I want the ability to maybe even burn something, even though I think I'd probably rather just have Toxic, because Toxic catches everything except for Registeel. And then I'm sort of thinking I want Heal Bell, because like Water doesn't do too great versus his team anyway. And if we run Heal Bell, we could potentially heal off whatever Toxics, or even if he happens to get like a weird burn or something with Cinderace, or not Poison Powder with Meganium, but you know what I'm saying. There's a few Pokemon on the field who can absolutely kind of wreck us with status. Mike likes to play kind of have his cards close to his chest. Florges and Registeel, he's basically probably just going to run Toxic sets. Wish passing between the two of them, and I think that maybe having Heal Bell is going to go a long way to keeping the longevity of our Pokemon, and maybe even allowing something like Sharpedo or Lele to sweep. So for now, I'm going to put Heal Bell here, and I think that is probably our Lantern. Obviously, Discharge could be switched out for like Scald maybe, but honestly, Curse Lantern is really funny. That is really, really funny. Icy Wind's an option. Icy Wind doesn't hit anything, though. It's probably just this. If anything, we're going to run Scald instead of Discharge. But I think a random Paralysis, especially when it comes to Cinderace and Greninja, and honestly hitting Arctovish for more damage, could be really, really clutch. So I think this is probably just the set we're going to run with Lantern. Blaziken is pretty much our only defogger on the team. We're not going to really run a ton of hazards here. Last week, we attempted to hazard stack. Our Nihilego didn't actually get an opportunity to set up any Toxic Spikes. But Ferrothorn did get up rocks, and that did kind of make the difference in the game. Nihilego actually is high-key pretty good here as well. And I actually almost want to bring it solely off the merit that it's now the top of the leaderboard as far as the Pokemon getting kills in our league. It's the king of the kill right now with 4 kills, which is pretty cool. And I kind of want to extend that lead a little bit, but I think that especially with, I don't know, man. With Sucker Punch, Cinderace, and like Registeel kind of walls Nihilego, I don't think Nihilego gets Earth Power. Give me 1 second. I'm going to double check here, because if it gets Earth Power, then we might need to reconsider here. I don't think it does, though. No, it does not. Okay. I didn't think it did. Any ground type move? No. Okay. I mean, most rock types get ground type moves, but Nihiligo indeed does not. So we could run screens though. Mamoswine probably still the better option. Actually, a Mamoswine lead is high key sick as well. So I'm gonna put Mamo on the squad for now. Definitely thick fat because nothing else is helpful. I'm thinking a Focus Sash, Earthquake, obviously. Icicle Crash hits Golbat and Meganium pretty well. Ice Shard and maybe Knock. I mean, honestly, an AV wouldn't be super horrendous here, but it doesn't actually really help us do anything. A Life Orb would also be kind of okay as well. We don't really need Focus Sash. Actually, the Focus Sash would really only be if we're using like a rock set. So Earthquake, Ice Shard could potentially pick off Golbat, Golurk, Meganium if he happens to bring it, which I don't think Meganium has a great matchup going into our team, so I doubt he's going to bring Meganium. But yeah, no. So I think, let's see, let's move Mamoswine here because I like to have my Pokemon in order of most expensive to least expensive because I think I have OCD, but undiagnosed, it's fine. Not a big deal. I know a lot of people say that. I'm also kind of joking, but man, who knows, dude? Our attention spans in this day and age, who freaking knows? Lantern, pretty solid. Blaziken, Defog. Mamo's the only one that I'm kind of on. Blaziken is great. Obviously, it's a really good check to Registeel, as well as if it's Scarf, Arctivish. And then it also doesn't take a ton of damage from Cinderace, from pretty much anything Cinderace wants to throw at us. Really, the only thing we would need to be worried about with Blaziken is like a Scarf Greninja. But we might also run, Lele Scarfed, or we might actually just run like Protect on Lele or something to scout things out. But I think that Blaziken and Lele, they're kind of interchangeable as to who's our Z captain, who's not our Z captain. I think Lele, we're just going to run Fightinium just with Focus Blast to get past Registeel. Maybe catch something on a switch. The only thing he really wants to switch into is Florges. But I feel like if we run Psy Shock, it'll damage Florges more. Actually, you know what I want to do? I'm going to Pokemon. I know I can't type. I literally know I can't type, guys. Do not make fun of me anymore. Clack. Pokemon damage Clack. Exactly. The keys on my keyboard are like so bouncy. It's kind of impossible to try this. Okay. OU. Actually, Booty's Lele is kind of hilarious here. Let's say Florges. Let's pretend that Florges is defensive. Why not? If we have Psy Shock, 43.3 to 51.1. If we're running the Fightinium, I mean 252. That's assuming this is max defense. So Psy Shock after Rocks is definitely a 2-tap here, and that's assuming we're timid as well. So we might not even be timid. I mean, Focus Blast. Let's check Registeel. I'm curious if a Max Spadef Registeel, if this is Z Focus Blast, 61.5 to 72.5. I might run a Modest Lele. We might not even need to run like a Scarf. That actually doesn't do, I think, nearly as much as I thought it was going to. That means that we're basically just going to have to rely on chip damage prior to it. I don't know. Fightinium, it's a good idea, but it doesn't net the KO on a specially defensive Registeel. And I feel like he's going to be specially defensive. I mean, maybe we want to put the Z move on Blaziken. What does Z Defog do? Hold on. I want to know what Z Defog does. Is that stupid? Accuracy is raised by 1 stage. Which, like, you know, that's kind of stupid. Like right here it says, Flynium Z Defog, user's accuracy is raised by 1 stage. I mean, we're not going to be running anything that's not really accurate, so ZD Fog. Flyinium probably is not the play on Blaziken. We could also run Brave Bird on Blaziken as well and kind of have the option of whatever we... Actually, no, we can't run ZD Fog because this is our co-captain. I'm just spitting garbage out my mouth right now. Okay, Ferrothorn, obviously. We might lead Mammo. If Ferrothorn's job is to check Cinderace and Greninja, I think that it actually makes sense for us to maybe not even run Rocks, maybe run Spikes. Although Rocks chips Golbat, which is like really, really important, I think. And Ferrothorn does really well versus Golbat, especially if we get up a Leech Seed. So maybe Rocks, Leech Seed. We could also run Lantern. Honestly, I kind of want to run Protect as well. Because Protect scouts so many different things so many different Pokemon could do. Like, most notably Cinderace, as well as maybe even like Registeel. Just getting an extra turn of Leaf Seed recovery, I think, is just dummy important. Body Press is really good, too. Iron Barb is really good. T-Wave is insane. But then it doesn't give us any damaging moves, which I hate running no damaging moves on Pokemon. It's actually one of my biggest pet peeves is when a Pokemon is just all support. So I don't think, although I do want Spikes. Well, we could have Mammo have Rocks and then Ferrothorn have Spikes, but then we'd have to give up something on Mammo. And I want to keep Knockoff. Even though Blaziken gets Knockoff, though. Blaziken gets Knockoff. Knockoff, Defog, U-turn. But we don't really... See, the problem is not having a spinner and having a hazard stacking team. Is we can't get rid of really anything here. I feel like Blaziken has to be Choice Scarf, though. Because, like, Defog is, like, in an absolute pinch. We can send this guy in and get rid of, like, Rocks. Or if he has screens up, too. That means that Fightinium could be just the play. Because, like, who else could Fightinium blow up? It could blow up Arctivish, assuming it's not Scarfed or he has its Scarf knocked off. It could blow up Drampa, even though we'll probably be running Moonblast. It does get walled by Ariados, Golbat, Florges. Maybe it's not Fightinium. I hate not running a Z move, but... Well, Superpower is pretty good as a Choice Scarf move. Even if it lowers our attack, it works simply because... Well, honestly, it works just because I don't want to be taking recoil as much. Like, Blaziken is one of those mons that I want to kind of keep around a little bit longer, and it doesn't get access to Roost or anything. Ooh, we could also run Band, but I think that might be a little crazy. We could also run an AV Blaziken, but I think that is even more out of the box. I think that's even dumber, quite frankly. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do that either. Lele gets Aromatherapy, so maybe if we run Aromatherapy on Lele, we don't need to run Heal Bell on Lantern, and we can actually switch for Scald, just to threaten a burn on something. Because I feel like threatening a burn, especially on a Pokemon like Golbat, is a pretty big deal. We might not even need to run lefties here. An AV Lantern could just be solid. But we don't really have a fourth damaging move we would want to put on this. Except for maybe Ice Beam. But we don't really need Ice Beam for anything except for maybe like Meganium. We could also run T-Wave on this thing. T-Wave could be a game changer. Mostly I'm just worried about Cinderace and Greninja just being fast and hitting hard. And I feel like Lantern may be the only thing to be able to kind of deal with those Pokemon. Well, how much does a... Let's say Greninja is like Life Orb or something, right? Choice Specs. Okay, and honestly, Choice Specs is fine. Because Lantern with, let's say it's an Assault Vest. If you have Grass Knot. Okay, yeah, Grass Knot doesn't do anything to to Assault Vest Lantern. Does literally nothing. And then Volt Switch basically one-shots if we're modest. Okay. Discharge does one-shot if we're modest. Volt Switch, Discharge, Scald. No. Because we could run Toxic on maybe something else. But I really want that passive recovery, though. I really want that passive recovery. You know what we could do? We could also run, like, an Agua Berry or something. But then we lose out on so much Spadef. We might want to run even, like, a defensive Lantern. Water Absorb is just too important for me not to pick. I think an Assault Vest is great, too, because if he has Freeze Dry on, what's his face? And we're going to run lefties on you for sure. For sure leftovers on Pharaoh. Because if he has Freeze Dry on Arctivish, that means that Lantern actually eats that even better. And obviously we can't run Toxic if we're going to be running an AV. So that means that we probably just need to run Ice Beam. But Icy Wind could be also pretty funny. Whirlpool could be really, really funny. Like, absurdly funny. But I don't think it'll actually do anything here. I'm always looking for tech. I'm always looking for, like, weird little bits of tech. Sucker Punch is also hilarious, but I don't think it would do anything to anybody. Although, that'd be ridiculous. What on his team could get hit with Sucker Punch? Hold on. Let me think about it. Golurk? How much does a Lantern Sucker Punch do to a Golurk? Because Ice Beam's the thing you go for, yada yada, but I'm just so curious. Is he going to be able to outspeed us? He actually doesn't even outspeed us with max speed. But let's say we're Sucker Punch here. Okay, Sucker Punch does even less than pretty much everything. Because I don't want to waste my investment either. That's a dream right there, though. Sucker Punch Lantern. Hopefully we get to bring it at one point, but probably just not. Scald, Discharge. I guess we just run Ice Beam. There's no reason not to run Ice Beam, right? Charge Beam. Charge Beam high key is pretty okay. High key, a boosted Lantern would be a lot of fun. Because then we could even break past Golbat, probably. Because if Golbat is maybe... Well, if Golbat clicks Toxic, right? Brave Bird's not going to do anything to us. Super Fang would be the most annoying thing he could possibly click. We probably beat Golbat with like a Charge Beam Discharge. Let me see how much that actually would do. Because Golbat's probably going to be run regularly defensive, I would imagine. Because Discharge is a 2-tap if we're modest. But then if we're +1, well, let's say Charge Beam. And then we get the boost. So Charge Beam does 28 to 33. And then if we get a +1, that means that Discharge almost guaranteed kills Golbat. Ice Beam, the only thing it could be good against is Meganium. And we're going to get outsped by Meganium and Giga Drained, and it won't even matter. I think I'm going to run Charge Beam. Also, I didn't mean to capitalize that. I think Charge Beam is high-key hilarious. But we want to be able to make sure we outspeed certain Pokemon, most notably probably Golurk. Let me see what Golurk's speed stat is at level 50. If it is maybe positive speed, 121, so we need to get past 121 here. If it's a Scarf Golurk, then yada yada we lose. We need to be positive speed if we want to get past Golurk here. I mean... Actually, you know what? Ice Beam hits Drampa as well. Yeah, actually Charge Beam's really dumb. Ice Beam could at least catch a switch. Ice Beam could catch a switch. Charge Beam, It's got to be Charge Beam. And Ice Beam, super effective against Golurk in case it wants to come in expecting maybe like a Volt Switch or something. So I think Ice Beam actually just has to be the play. In which case, I think that it's 252 HP because I don't want to give up any of the power we might have. Discharge, Volt Switch, Ice Beam, Scald, really, really good. Sharpedo, let's just start working on Sharpedo here. Obviously, Flip Turn, really solid. Definitely going to be running Close Combat as well. Just because Close Combat, it hits Registeel, it actually 2-taps Registeel, assuming we're Adamant Nature, which obviously you would want your Sharpedo to be. Let me see now. Maybe, I don't think Earthquake 2-taps. I want to find out though. I want to see if Earthquake maybe... Yeah, let's pretend you're physical here. I actually calculated this at work. I was looking up to see if there was a Pokemon Showdown app, and there was not one. I figured that there wouldn't be, but maybe I thought there'd be like a damage calculator app. I think that would be awesome. But okay, yeah, no. So Earthquake is not a 2-tap, but I believe that Close Combat is indeed a 2-tap on a completely defensive Registeel. And Close Combat also hits Greninja, who's not priority. And then if we're at +1, it could do decent damage to Cinderace. Waterfall is really, really good. I'm probably not going to be running both Waterfall. Close Combat also hits Drampa. Poison Jab, I want to know how much that will do to Florges if you're max defense. I want to see if Poison Jab's worth running because then we could even run it versus maybe Meganium. Poison Jab's a 2-tap on Florges, but Moonblast obviously kills us back. So Florges would need to be chipped. Sub is not the worst thing in the world on this set. Flip Turn's great and all, but if we have Volt Switch and U-Turn, I probably won't need Flip Turn. I'd probably rather run something like maybe Waterfall. Destiny Bond's an option too, and Taunt is an option. Oh my goodness. So many options right now. Sharpedo's crazy. Sharpedo's a ton of fun. Psychic Fang's is boosted as well. Not that it would hit a ton of Pokemon, but it would be certainly solid. Dark's a really good just damaging type versus everything but Florges. Destiny Bond. I almost feel like Super Fang is like really nice because then it gives us the ability to pick things off. Like if he switches into like Golbat thinking, oh yeah, I'm safe, I know I can take, 2.5 hits. If he's at half health, he can only take 1.5 hits. And he has to go for damage. And if he's going to go for damage, it's like Brave Bird or something. So Super Fang could be a niche option. I think we're going to come back to Sharpedo. For now, I think Poison Jab's going to stay. I think Waterfall is just an option versus Cinderace. Actually, do we get Liquidation? We do get Liquidation. Liquidation is better almost entirely. Because if we get like a defense drop on Florges or Registeel on the Switch, it's over. Poison Jab, Close Combat, Liquidation. Sub or Protect is probably going to be our last move. But I also want something that's super effective against Golbat. Because Liquidation is probably not even... It's probably not even a 2-tap unless he's knocked off here. Let me see. Yeah, no, Golbat kind of walls Sharpedo. Let me see how much Ice Fang does. Ooh, Ice Fang. Ooh, and Ice Fang hits Meganium. Just doesn't hit Florges, but Florges doesn't really want to take a Florges doesn't really want to take an Ice Fang either. Oh, right, and with Strong Jaw, Ice Fang probably just does more damage to Meganium. So Ice Fang's probably better here. And then probably either Destiny Bond, Protect, Sub. Yeah, that's probably the only 3 moves we would run here. Destiny Bond, Protect, or Sub. Blaziken, as much as I like Blaziken, I almost feel like I want to bring... I want to bring Nihiligo. I really want to get kills with Nihiligo. Let me take a look here. We have to run a Scarf on something. How much does a Cinderace Sucker Punch do to Nihiligo? Sucker Punch, Nihil. Sucker Punch does... Yeah, because if you're dark... Does it automatically calc with Stab with Libero? I honestly have no idea. It looks like it does. Okay, it does. Alright, good. Then unless he is Choice Scarfed... Actually, Noivern is the only thing that outspeeds Cinderace on our team. And Noivern is the only thing that outspeeds Greninja. So I'm actually thinking that Blaziken might not come in favor of Noivern, because Noivern also gets Defog. And while it can't hit as hard... I mean, Frisk is a great ability as well. This is the week. Oh, this is the week, boys. Oh, Specs. Although Scarf Noivern does indeed outspeed. It does indeed outspeed Greninja, and we don't really want to give. Outspeed Scarf Greninja, I should say. We don't really want to give anything that we don't want a Scarf. But like if we give Specs to like Cinderace or something like that, or like most notably, I think he's probably going to switch in something like Registeel on this Noivern. We could run this support Noivern, Specs, Defog, Switcheroo, and then honestly maybe even something like, maybe Draco is pretty good. Oh my goodness, dude. Noivern's awesome. Noivern is one of those Pokemon that I'm just like... I didn't intend on drafting Noivern, but I was just so excited to see what it could do. And as soon as I looked at its like stat spread and moveset, I was like, yep. This thing's our Dragon type, like 100%. It's so fast. It's dummy good. Its abilities are great. Its move pool is great. It's super... Yeah, it's really good. It's just really good. But... Switcheroo... Defog... Specs Air Slash is pretty solid here. Specs D-Pulse is also pretty good, except for Florges. But like, think about it. If we trick the Specs onto something like Golbat or Florges, like Mike's team does not want to be tricked, especially if it's, a Pokemon that's going to switch into Noivern is not going to want to be tricked, or Switcheroo. It's just not. It's straight up just not. So I think that Switcheroo Noivern's absolutely coming this particular time. I really want to run U-turn, but I almost don't think that I have to. Although without Blaziken, it actually inclines me to. But then we only have one move we could possibly hit. And I really kind of want to have maybe a little bit of passive recovery here. I mean, we can't hit Registeel regardless because he's going to be running especially defensive Registeel, so we don't really need to go for like Flamethrower or Heat Wave. So I want to have the ability to U-turn out of things like that after potentially tricking the Specs. But like Specs are so pointless. It just locks him into a move. That's the only reason Specs are good. Is there anything else we can maybe give him that would be not helpful? I mean, Sticky Barb is hilarious. But I don't think that's it. Fam. Special, support, physical, special. All right. We're actually making do here. I think the Air Slash and Draco Meteor are probably just the moves we run here, but I would like some passive recovery. I really would. Although, honestly, if we're running... we're running a Specs Noivern, we can run a Scarf Mamoswine. Mamoswine's a really good Scarf user as well, just solely due to the fact that its base speed's 80, and that means that it would outspeed Cinderace as well as Greninja. And if they happen to outspeed us with something like Sucker Punch or Water Shuriken, I don't think Water Shuriken will kill. But let me double check. Water Shuriken on Mamo. Let's just pretend Water Shuriken has a chance to... Oh, that's if he's Specs and Battle Bond. But he's probably... I feel like he's not going to be Specs. I feel like he's going to be Scarfed. But he would never run Scarf Water Shuriken, though. He'd probably just run Specs Water Shuriken. Earthquake? Earthquake just kills. Oh, no. That's Life Orb. Oh, that's Adamant Life Orb, though. God, Memo's so huge, dude. Memo's a beast. Almost want to run Endeavor, Focus Sash, Ice Shard. But then Water Shuriken breaks past that anyway, so... probably Leftovers, Assault Vest. If you're Phytinium with Aromatherapy... Screens Lele could be hilarious as well. Support Lele could be hilarious. We don't even need to bring Lele. I mean, Lele's really good. It's kind of a good, especially defensive Pokemon as well. It's a really good answer to Greninja. Because even a like Dark Pulse isn't going to do a crazy amount of damage, and then we can just hit back with a Moonblast and kill it. So, although it probably will Gunk Shot if it's on the field. So, then that gives us option to switch into Ferrothorn maybe. I wish Lele got Teleport. Oh my god, could you imagine? This thing would be so busted. This thing would be insane. Actually, Future Sight. Wait a minute. We could run this thing just a freaking G-Slow, bro. Although Future Sight's not nearly as good without Teleport. Like, not even close. If you got Rocks, Leech Seed, Protect, you're going to be physically defensive 100% of the time. I want to be able to hit Golbat. I think Knockoff is probably just the play on Ferrothorn. And I think that we take off Knockoff off Mamoswine because he's not going to be staying in with his EVLA threats anyway. The only thing he's going to want to switch into Mamoswine is... Actually, he doesn't want to switch basically anything into Mamoswine. Even Arctivish doesn't want to really switch into Mamoswine. And if it does, it's taking 2 EQs if we run Sash. So I almost think we do run Sash on Mamo. Ice Shard works outside of terrain. Screens Mamo is hilarious. It's so funny. Screens Mamo is so great. Earthquake does more versus Regiseal than something like Superpower. Icicle Spear is 100% accurate, and it breaks subs and sashes. How much does Icicle Spear maybe do to, like, let's say we're against the Golbat, right? I know I was talking about Icicle Spear Mamo in the last video, but like, let's just pretend, right? Let's just pretend that Icicle Spear does, 3 hits does more than 1 crash, but if it hits 5 times, then it kills Golbat straight up. It also breaks sashes, especially on something like Ariados. How much does an Icicle Spear do to, how much does it do to Ariados? If it hits 5 times. We would be adamant if we're Sash. We wouldn't need to be speed invested. If it hits 5 times, it kills Ariados. And it's 100% accurate. If it hits 4 times, it has a chance to kill Ariados. Not a big chance, but a chance. $85. Flinch chance is really good too, but any reason that we'd want to run Icicle Spear? Not really. Probably does more damage to Arctivish, just due to the nature of just how damage is calculated. More damage probably to Meganium as well. Freeze Dry is pointless versus Greninja. It's totally pointless. Heavy Slam just bodies Florges. Wait a minute. Heavy Slam probably kills Florges. Does it do any damage to anything else? Not really, but also hilarious. Although, so here's the problem though, is that if we get down something like Cinderace or Greninja with Endeavor, this is something I've been thinking about Endeavor Ice Shard Mamoswine for the last like week. But if we get something like Greninja or Cinderace down to 1 HP, they can just outspeed us with Water Shuriken or Sucker Punch. And we can't Ice Shard them because we'll be slower. So kind of pointless. Protect is a decent option, although if we're running, we could run Spikes on Pharaoh. Could run Spikes on Pharaoh, but not if we're going to run Defog on you. Light Clay Mamo is a real thing. And we get a lot of recovery back too. And it helps Sharpedo. And it probably helps Lele. And Lantern. The only thing we're really going to be scared of is like Greninja or Cinderace. Or Arctivish. But that's assuming we have our Focus Sash intact. The only Rock Setter he has on his team is Registeel. But he does have webs. Oh, he's going to be scared of webs, isn't he? Or not scared of webs. He could be setting up webs. Defog doesn't get rid of our own screens. Actually, you know what? Honestly, F it. I'm going Light Clay. Because we're going to switch into Lantern for every Fitchus Rend, period. So we're going to go Light Clay. We don't even need Reflect, Light Screen. We straight up do not need Ice Shard. Because like we might not even be able to hit Ice Shard, quite frankly. And the only thing it really hits is Golbat. And Golbat, we're just going to be clicking Icicle Spear anyway. The mons that we would want to hit Ice Shard against resists them, and Icicle Crash is going to be the play anyway. So it's actually just screens Mamo. It's just screens Mamo with 2 stabs. Probably Adamant though. Positive Speed. Positive Speed would outspeed I think Meganium. What is Meganium? 85 or 80? It's probably 80, right? Meganium's 80. So I'm gonna run Adamant. Meganium's not going to run Speed Investment. I'm going to run Adamant. Just for the extra little bit here. Spec Switcheroo is hilarious. But we don't want to give like Greninja something like Specs though. Although we will outspeed it in general. So that could also be a thing. Yeah, Phytinium's really good. Moonblast is really good. I sort of actually want to run... I mean, Aromatherapy is solid as well. But like if he tries to go for like Sucker Punch or Gunk Shot or something, I almost think Sub Lele is better. I'm going to run Psy Shock for Florges. Because then Florges probably can't even beat us. And behind screens, Sub is just ridiculous. I'm not even really worried about status. You know, that's really the only way to beat our team, but we're playing so fast and loose that it almost doesn't even matter. Offensive threats, Switcheroo, an Assault Vest user, Phytinium versus Registeel. What is his next fastest Pokemon? That isn't... How fast is Golbat? He's probably not going to run any investment on Golbat. But I just want to make sure to outspeed Golbat. Actually, we could probably just run... Golbat's probably only like 80, I would imagine, right? Golbat might be 90. It might be 90. It is 90. Okay. All right. It's 90. So we just need to be able to outspeed Golbat. And Golbat, let's pretend it's positive speed. Let's pretend. 156 is the magic number here. Okay, so we would need to be... He wouldn't be positive speed on Golbat. He would not be positive speed on Golbat. There's no way he'd be positive speed on Golbat. Okay. Moonblast, I sort of want to run Draining Kiss. Because, like, we're going to do a lot of damage anyway with Modest Nature, right? Sub Draining Kiss, Focus Blast, Shy Shock. Yeah, 50. Even if it's 50 base power, I mean, Draining Kiss is still, like... It's still probably going to one-shot like Greninja. Right? Like, come on. If we're behind a sub... Okay, let's just pretend. Let's just pretend we're Tapu Lele. Pretend you're Tapu Lele for a second, guys. Just pretend here. Ooh. We could also run Life Orb. I mean, a Fightinium Z is great as well. Yeah, if we're Draining Kiss, we're not Specs. We're just straight up Fightinium. Draining Kiss basically kills. And actually, if we're positive special attack, if we're modest, Draining Kiss is after rocks. It's almost guaranteed. If we get a sub up on a switch too, we can just Focus Blast Registeel twice. You'd have to go for a damage move to break us. Yeah, sub, Focus Blast, Side Shock, Draining Kiss. I think is a great set, especially for being supported with Leech Seed Recovery. Protect rocks, knock off, yup. I think that's pretty good. Pharaoh needs to be level 50. Your max defense for sure. Just in general, just gonna be eating hits. Aqua Jet at +1. It's really good. I mean, Protect gives us at least... Protect lets us scout stuff. Flip Turn gives us momentum, though. I love momentum. I love just Flip Turn. I love U-Turn. I love Volt Switch. Also, that's very low, but it is Pikmin 3 music, which I just got done editing a video about, which will probably go up on Monday, and this video will go up on probably Wednesday. So, if you guys have not checked out that video, go do so, because I just finished editing it. I'm recording this on Sunday. Spoilers. This is Sunday afternoon. Sharpedo. Close Combat, Ice Fang, Liquidation. Do we get, like, Workup or something? I really don't think we do. I really don't think we do. Torment's hilarious. Rock Tomb is even pretty decent. Ice Fang, Close Combat, both hits Noivern. Liquidation hits Golurk. We hit everything for super effective damage except for, like, Florges. But, like, it's not going to want to take 2 Liquidations anyway. Low-key, I want to run Destiny Bond, but that hurts our plus. Plus is important because if you have the same record as somebody, plus is what determines if you get a seed ahead of them or not. So, like, if by the end of the season we're 7-2, and there's another player who's 7-2, us having a higher plus means that we get a higher seed. So, you know, running plays like Destiny Bond, while hilarious, might not be, like, the thing to do. Although, we need to make sure to change Rough Skin to Speed Boost as well. Thick Fat is great. He doesn't have any Intimidate Pokemon, so Thick Fat is actually going to let us maybe take a Pyro Ball. Maybe, especially behind a Reflect, easily let us take a Pyro Ball. Aqua Jet at +1, we will outspeed Cinderace, but Cinderace's only priority is Sucker Punch, so it's kind of redundant anyway. Although Aqua Jet does indeed. Okay, well, hold up. We're going to run definitely this. The only way... There's actually no reason to really run speed investment on Sharpedo. Right? There's no real reason. Actually, we're so frail. I feel like Protect is almost has to come. Oh, we don't have any... We have Leech Seed. We don't have any like status or anything. But status isn't a huge deal here. Yeah, Defog's really good. Lele's fine. Pharaoh's fine. We just run, yeah, we just run straight up bulky Lele because there's no reason. There's no reason for us not to, right? We're gonna get outsped by everything that's gonna outspeed us, and he's not gonna invest in speed in anything. He's just gonna run max HP, max special attack, or max HP, max like bulk, whatever it is. Golbat, Meganium. The only thing I would want to outspeed, like maybe if he brings like Drampa. I mean, Drampa's base speed 36. And if it's, yeah, it's 88 max invested. So like, the hell? He does have Sap Sipper though with Drampa. If he brings Sap Sipper Drampa and he eats like a Leech Seed with Ferrothorn, then like all power to him though. Like all power to him, like he beat me, like he outplayed me. But that doesn't even matter because then Ferrothorn goes down. We protect, we expect a Fire Blast, then we go into like Lantern, eat that shit up, and then it doesn't even matter. So agility? Agility is not freaking pointless. Honestly, debond, protect. Super Fang's hilarious. Could run Toxic, dude. Honestly, why the hell not? Psychic Fang boosted is great. Destroying screens is also pretty cool. I thought we got Brick Break. Am I making that up? I guess Sharpedo didn't get Brick Break. I don't know why I thought it did. This shouldn't be that hard. It's really just the choice between Aqua Jet, Destiny Bond, and like Taunt even. I mean, Taunt is like high-key really funny. Especially versus like Pokemon like Registeel. But like, he's probably just gonna click Body Press regardless or something. Unless he wants to click like Toxic, but... Honestly, I'm just gonna go for Flip Turn. I don't see any reason not to. Give this momentum. Aqua Jet's not gonna outspeed anything that we want to outspeed regardless. Flip Turn lets us catch something on a switch, maybe. We have nothing else we want to run, necessarily. So I'm actually totally okay with that. I am going to run... I'm probably just going to run this thing max speed. Right? Although Adamant does indeed... Adamant does indeed two-tap Golbat with Ice Fang, though. But Golbat again. Okay, yeah, no. What's the one thing? What's 147? Dude, honestly... How much is like a Scarf Golurk? How much speed is a Scarf Golurk? Let me know. 107 is his max. 117 is the max speed Golurk gets. We don't even come close to that. Yeah, 115. I mean, Scarf Golurk would outspeed us, but we could just run 232 in HP. Now we're a little bit bulky. Although I want to make sure that Sharpedo... outspeeds, let's see, you're 191. I want to make sure that a +1 does outspeed him, though. As long as we outspeed a positive speed Greninja after a boost, that's all the investment we're going to need here. Wait, what? Oh, it's freaking not a Mega. Okay, yeah. UU Cleaner. We're physical. Yep, obviously. We're Adamant. Yep. 50. And you're Greninja, so you're 191 if you're Specs. If you're Scarf, then whatever. Let's just assume we're +1. Okay, we only need 20 points in speed to outspeed Greninja at +1 as Mega Shark. What about as regular Shark? Ooh, as regular Shark, it might actually come up clutch as well. All right, we're gonna run 100 points into our speed stat. 100 even. Okay. And then everything else will just pop down into HP. Yeah, because Adamant, this lets us outspeed Greninja at +1 as regular Shark. In case we want to maybe even get another speed boost, we can actually revenge kill, or we can kill Greninja if it's not Scarf, with maybe like a close combat. Or, yeah, probably just close combat. Get another boost, and then Mega Evolve, and then Cinderace has nothing to do. Although it's +1 Sucker Punch probably is going to do a lot of damage, but with the HP investment, it might, it might help with the -1 drop from close combat. So that's actually the play. Mamoswine's great. I'm just gonna run max. I mean, honestly, we could run max HP with this thing too. We just run just bulky offense is like kind of the wave. Mike's team is so like, it's so polarizing because he has 2 really fast Pokemon, and then the rest of his Pokemon just like don't do anything. Like they're all so slow. We just need to be able to outspeed Golurk, I think, in case he's max speed. I think Golurk max speed is 117. I think we saw. That's really the only thing that I would want to outpace is Golurk. So. And, we want to make sure we're odd numbers for rocks here, too. So, 144? Yeah. And we have 8 left, so let's give it 12 here. 108, so we have 4 left. 8 in U. I think it was Golurk that was 117. With positive speed. Yeah, it is 117. Okay. All right, bet. Good. Good. What does the Scarf do, actually? Choice Scarf Golurk is 175. And max speed Lele is 147. So, okay, we actually get outsped regardless, so it doesn't even matter. Okay. We do need to outpace him, though, so let's bring it down a little bit. 118. Yup. And then 8 here. Yup. Sharpedo, Memo. Noivern's really the only thing that I'm kind of not on the fence about, because we're definitely going to bring, I think, Specs Noivern. We could also bring Scarf Noivern, which I think is like maybe even better, because then we could surprise him. We can surprise his like Cinderace or Scarf other thing, and I'd really like to give a Scarf to even Florges. Even Florges or Registeel doesn't want a Scarf, but I don't want to give a Scarf to anything else, especially something like if Cinderace or Greninja happen to switch in, which I doubt they ever would. And we actually miss out on the damage a lot. And yeah, no, you're just going to be max HP, max special attack. That's totally fine. Defog, Switcheroo. Well, imagine... imagine tricking a Specs on somebody, like his Golbat or Registeel, right? And then going for Taunt immediately afterward. So he has to like go for the same thing. Oh my goodness, that's genius. We have Flip Turn, we have Volt Switch. Noivern also kind of wants U-Turn. I mean, if we're going to play fast and loose, Defog's really only going to help us versus Registeel's Rocks. But I think we have so many checks to Registeel. I think, yeah, we don't even need U-Turn, because we're just going to switch right out if it's a problem. How much does the Specs... maybe like Flamethrower due to a max Spadef Registeel. Let's say we're Choice Specs, right? Flamethrower isn't even a 2-tap versus Bedef Registeel. Level 50. We're gonna be max speed Noivern. Just period, we just are. And Specs Draco just obliterates everything. We're definitely going Specs here. It's not even a question. Switcheroo, Draco Meteor, Defog. And honestly, Tailwind's kind of fire. Although U-Turn's really good as well. Draco doesn't hit Florges though. How much does the Steel Wing do to Florges? That seems so dumb, but like it could be kind of awesome. Okay, yeah, if we're minus attack, Steel Wing still does nothing to Florges. Okay. Dream killed, all good, no problem. Taunt also is also really, really good. Because we're not going to use this thing really like offensively at all. Right? Although with Specs, I kind of want Boom Burst. Just for neutral damage. We get, let's see. Air Slash. I mean, Boom Burst is really good regardless. Shadow Ball hits everything except for Drampa. But it hits Golurk super effectively. I wish we got like a water move. Like if we got like Hydro Pump or something, I'd probably just run Hydro Pump. I know. I mean, Hurricane's also just good. Hurricane only hits Ariados and Meganium though. And Hurricane's like far from reliable. Actually, you know what? But if we do switcheroo, Flamethrower, it's probably just the play, right? Although Focus Blast, I hate running Focus Blast. Probably just Flamethrower then. We could run Roost, but I think that if we happen to switcheroo our specs onto him, which we're going to be definitely positive speed, just because that is going to be outspeeding Greninja, as well as Cinderace. I think the Flamethrower is really important because it hits Meganium. It does neutral damage to pretty much everything except for Cinderace and Greninja. And Drampa, but Drampa doesn't really want to switch in because he won't know we're spexed. And yeah, no, I think this is definitely the squad. I think it's Lele, Fightinium Lele, Leftovers Pharaoh, Sharpedo. Although Flip Turn might be changed for Protect. I don't think we're going to need Protect, though. I think Protect's probably pointless. Because he's going to be scared enough of Sharpedo. He's going to try to play Sharpedo like on the back foot. Like he's going to definitely... His answers aren't going to be speed. They're going to be defense. So I don't really feel like he's going to have like Scarf Pokemon or anything like that. Well, he's going to have a Scarf, but we're not going to stay in on like a Scarf Pokemon. We're going to switch to Lantern or Pharaoh or something like that. Light Claim Memo's awesome. Choice Specs Noivern, and Assault Vest Lantern. And this is the squad. As always, the nicknames will be revealed in the battle. Might make some of these shiny, might make them not shiny, who knows. But that is indeed the team. So let's just go over to the battle window right now. Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the battle versus Mike. And Mike brought a Golurk, Registeel, Greninja, Cinderace, Golbat, and he did indeed bring Drampa. I'm glad we have a few answers to Drampa in case things get absolutely bonkers crazy. Surprised I didn't see the Florges. I'm glad Meganium's not here, quite frankly. Golbat, I was pretty positive was going to come. We have so many answers to Golbat. I think really where this game is going to just come down to is dealing with Cinderace and Greninja. And Mike, he's a very big user of Registeel as well. He loves Registeel, and I bet this Registeel is either some sort of setup sweeper or just straight bulk, straight just leftovers, body press, iron defense, just something like that. He's going to be something like that. He might even be cursed. I have no idea. But regardless, we have the ability to potentially lead something that might mess with him. Now, if I was him, I would see my team, and I would probably want to lead Cinderace or Greninja. We could just lead Pharaoh and scout what's going to happen here. If it is Registeel, we don't exactly have a ton to do to it. I think he's probably going to lead Greninja. Honestly, I think the safest lead that we have, and it sounds crazy, is probably Lantern. I think I want to lead Lantern because Lantern does really, really well versus pretty much every threat. And if we get him on a good switch, we can then pivot out to something that we might be able to deal with him better. Lantern eats Grass Knot from Greninja. I don't know if Lantern's going to eat a high jump kick from Cinderace, but it's totally okay. I don't know, dude. I mean, Pharaoh has rocks, and his only defogger is Golbat. We could also protect. We could also lead Pharaoh and protect. But I don't really want to be taking rocks damage immediately. I don't know. I'm going to send the GLHF in chat. And hopefully this looks alright for y'all. It does. I believe I didn't change the window size or anything like that, so it should be a-okay for everyone. Alright. I kind of want to go with... If he leads Golurk, it's a problem. If he leads Greninja, it's also kind of a problem. I'm going to lead with Lantern because he mostly has physical attackers here. It is indeed Cinderace. He does not have a ground type. I think I'm going to have to... Hold on, give me one moment. Oh yeah, I actually didn't import the sets into Showdown here. I just want to see how much a Cinderace high jump kick does. Probably not that much. I think I'm probably just going to Volt Switch here. Okay, yeah, he goes for a U-turn. That does a lot of damage. I don't necessarily love that. I'm not sure what he thinks is going to come through. He might bring in Drampa. He might bring in Registeel. Regardless, we get a Volt Switch off. The slow Volt Switch is definitely nice. Honestly, he probably could have blown us up with high jump kick. It might not have killed us, and maybe we could have even gone for like a Scald or something. But we're going to see who he indeed goes into. If he goes into Golurk, I believe that... I think our Lantern is spec'd to outspeed Golurk. Pokemon... it might not be, though. Hold on. I'm going to check in the other window. I'm going to see what our Lantern's speed stat is. It is Registeel. That's fine. We have no speed investment here. Registeel does not really want to take an Earthquake from Mamoswine. That's kind of the best thing we have to deal with it. We could also now Specs onto his Registeel. This would be a really, really good spot for it because we don't even know what his item is. It might be the leftovers. I'm gonna go into Noivern here and see what's going on. It is leftovers. And that's like kind of fine by me. I kind of want to shut this thing down before it even really starts. Yeah, okay, sure. T-Wave misses? Wow, now he's specs T-Wave. Hilarious. He literally cannot do anything now. He sent an F in the chat. I'm gonna send an F back to him. That's really terrible. Having Noivern be paralyzed would have been obviously huge for him. But now we're sitting real pretty. Leftovers aren't a great item for us to have. I kind of wanted to maybe switch the Eviolite off Golbat or something like that. Actually, wait a minute. Now that we're not... Oh, we don't have... Right. Hold on. Should I go Mamo? Because, like... I'm going to go Mamo. He might just try to T-Wave again. He does T-Wave again. That's totally fine. Earthquake is a great option here. He probably doesn't care that much about Registeel. if it's him, right, like, he's thinking, oh, an earthquake is going to happen to me right now. I'm going to go into Golbat. I could Icicle Crash. That's not exactly a spot Golbat wants to be. I think I'm just going to go for a Reflect here. And he's clearly, like, weakness policy or something, which I really don't mind. This could be a really good opportunity for Feeny. I just want to check out Drampa's stats real quick. Just because I want to know if he goes for like a Calm Mind or something. I really don't want to go into Feeny and then like eat a hit. We could get up 2 layers of screens though. Hold up. We actually, you know what? We could absolutely just get up a freaking light screen here, right? Drampa's 78-85 here. Icicle Crash might just kill. I'm gonna go for a light screen, see what happens. Glare! Oh, so crazy. Okay, that's fine. He really, really wants Para on my team. He really wants to slow me down, huh? I feel like we're not banded. We are adamant. We are 252. He might have investment. I think I just go for an EQ here. Defog. This thing gets defog? Now I'm really confused. We are indeed faster than him, though. Wait, we're faster even through paralysis? That's kind of insane. Alright, Icicle Crash is now going to kill him, so I'm kind of content to go for it. He could, I mean, if he goes into like Registeel or something, he does go into Golbat. Icicle Crash does come through. 64 is really good. If he roosts here, well, Golbat also might have defog. Mamoswine is not exactly doing a ton for us now. He does roost. That's totally fine. Don't get parried, please. Light screen's up. Good. Super Fang, totally good. He now has to go for another one, right? He has to go for Roost. He has to keep Golbat healthy. He's going to keep Super Fanging, which isn't a huge deal. I don't even know if we're going to die from anything right now. Oh, because he lost his flying typing. Okay, hold up. So he's going to go for it again. I'm going to EQ. Oh, we got parried that turn. That sucks. Alright, that's fine. This is super okay. This is actually really, really fine. Because I'm going to go into Pharaoh. Mamoswine, I think I'm just going to save in the back. I don't think we need him for really anything. He's obviously a really good answer to Drampa and Golbat. Ooh. Iron Barbs. And we're behind screens. Drampa has a fire move. We have one turn here. Drampa could have less speed than us, question mark. I'm gonna go right into Mamoswine. Just see what happens here. He really has fucking Roost on this thing, too. Oh my god. He really has Roost on this thing as well. Okay. Fine. Oh, yikes. He really missed again. That's so crazy. Berserk will bring him down. Oh, he might not even be Berserk. He might be Sap Sipper, dude. I think he's Sap Sipper, because we definitely chipped him prior. And we're paralyzed, and oh my god, we're not even... Dude, okay, this is a... what happened here? I just moved around to Discord. I just clicked out of the battle window. Is it worth getting a screen up here? Probably, right? It's probably worth getting a screen up. It's worth leaving light screen up simply just for Greninja. I think it's just an investment, and I don't think that Mamoswine's really going to be doing a crazy amount for us. Especially paralyzed, especially at 26% health. This is a Mike special. This is a, hey man, I'm going to try to play this game slow. I'm going to try to, stall you out. A little bit of roosts. I feel like Golbat Registeel is a really big core for him. I expected the third piece of that, and we're paralyzed. Okay, that's fine. No more screens. Not a huge deal. He has an eject pack, which is hilarious. Which, now that Registeel's here, I'm very, very confused. We don't actually have a ton of options to deal with Registeel, unfortunately. Leech Seed's obviously great. We have 2 things of leftovers. Honestly, the specs on Noivern, I may have popped that a little too early. Now these specs, I mean, okay, realistically, right? We can protect here, see what he goes for. He's literally going to try to pop whatever Drampa has to do. He's going to try to pop the Sap Sipper right here. He's going to expect a Leech Seed, I think. Or he's going to pop Rocks, which is totally fine. So he's now all about the Rocks, which is not a huge deal. We go into Noivern. We do get leftovers here. We are max invested in special attack. It would indeed at this point make sense just to Draco. And I think that's just what I'm going to do. He's probably going to go back into Registeel. Okay, he dies. That's good. That's good. That's fine. That's fine. Greninja. No, Golurk. Ooh, interesting. Ooh. Super interesting here. I kind of want to know what he has. I feel like whatever he has, if it's Fire Punch, this isn't good. Obviously, Thicket doesn't want to take it. Noivern, I feel like, is really important in dealing with Cinderace and Greninja, and I want to save as much HP as possible on it. We could go for Defog, but that gets rid of our own rocks. If he goes for Ice Punch, I mean, what does Ice Punch really do against anybody, though? I feel like he's going to go for Fire Punch. I feel like he's going to go for a Hard Read. But Noivern is, pivotal to this game's success, though. Honestly, Lantern's not really doing too much. Lantern, come through. What's happening? Oh, the Polish. Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. He's probably Weakness Policy, then. He's probably Weakness Policy. He definitely has Fire... It's probably Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Earthquake, then. So I expect him to probably just try to kill us. Because he's probably Weakness Policy, man. He's probably Weakness Policy, I'm telling you. Go for EQ. Poltergeist! Ouch. That hurt. Alright. We got lefties. I'm going to protect and scout for Fire Punch. Well, actually, we're kind of free to click Leech Seed. Well, I'm going to... Yeah, no, I have to protect to scout. I have to scout. Well, him thinking makes me think he doesn't have Fire Punch. Which makes me want to go for the Leech Seed here to get a couple turns of recovery. Now that he's thinking about it, a lot. And I'm really nervous about potential... Oh, we know it's Life Orb. Wait a minute. Oh, we could just... Honestly, we could knock that off. Knockoff is actually a good option, but Leech Seed, I think, keeps us healthy, which I think I prefer. I think I prefer keeping Ferrothorn healthy at this point over knocking off potentially Golbat, potentially Cinderace's or Greninja's item. Because if he goes into, Registeel or something, that hurt. Okay. And that's not even... Oh my god, dude! We've been missed... There's been so many misses this game, it's actually kind of insane. We've gotten paralyzed twice, we've missed once. I mean, that obviously sucks. I'm gonna go for a Protect. Just to get a little bit of HP back. It's doing literally 45.3 here. I almost feel... I mean, he's so fast, though. I almost feel like Ferrothorn is the only thing that's going to beat Registeel or Golbat, actually. I don't know what Golbat has, but I feel like Ferrothorn Wall's Golbat. If he's going for Poltergeist, I feel like at this point we could maybe even Rock Polish. He's definitely like, he's dummy fast now. This is like really a problem here. Oh my god, we actually have no time left either, so not good. Not good at all. Okay. He EQ'd, that's fine. He's faster than Tapu Fini. He's faster than us. Poltergeist EQ. I gotta go into Noivern. We know he's Life Orb. He could be max speed. Kind of not a huge deal. I'm gonna go for Draco, but I'm pretty sure we die. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I think this Golurk just kind of sweeped us. I don't think we can... I think we literally just lost a Golurk. I'm sort of salty here. We don't even have Protect either. Maybe he's gonna expect a Protect. But we'll see. Going into Noivern probably wasn't the play first. I probably should have just went straight into Sharpedo. He's probably calculating to see if at +1 I outspeed him. He might think I go for Protect, so he might try to hard breed me with a Rock Polish. If he does, or he's just calculating if EQ kills, which it does. Okay, yep. That's a GG. I didn't expect Golurk. I didn't expect Golurk to kill us this bad, I think. Yeah, because we... Oh, well, why'd you go for EQ here? Interesting. Very interesting. And now Greninja comes in and tries to gunk shot us. It's only a +4. I don't feel super great about this game. I don't know why I wouldn't have expected a Rock Polish Golurk, but we kind of let it slip through the cracks here. That's just kind of one of those things that'll just tend to happen. Is it even worth trying to pull the game back? Do we even have anything we can maybe even do? If he thinks Gunk Shot's coming, he's just going to go into freaking... he's just going to go into damn... I'm going to go into... D-Pulse kills us, probably. Yup. It's GG. I literally, like... Is it, though? Yes, it is. I have 20% health. Ferrothorn. Who I'm going to try to protect. D-Pulse. Yep. And then the only thing I can maybe do here is Leech Seed and die. Yep, I'm going to die to Dark Pulse. Okay, well, GG to Mike. Definitely good stuff from him. I didn't expect Golurk at all. Even Drampa gave us more issues than I was intending. Letting Mamoswine go down early was definitely probably a mistake. That was our best answer to Golurk, definitely, was Icicle Crash on Mamoswine. Cinderace and Greninja, obviously two really, really good Pokemon. Kind of applying pressure, making me think about Noivern. But I don't think it mattered regardless. I think that we got a couple bad misses there. As well, he got a couple bad misses as well. He missed one T-Wave. I missed a Leech Seed. I got paralyzed a couple times. But when you introduce hacks into a game like that, things are going to get messy. They're going to get sloppy. And that's kind of just the nature of Pokemon. Well done to Mike. That's +4. That's a big victory for him in our division. And yeah, we're going to have to go back to the drawing board on this one. Definitely don't feel too great about this loss here. I think we built pretty fine, but I think that it might have been a mistake not to have a Sasher, not to have any sort of Scarfer either. We only had Specs on Noivern, so I thought we could take advantage of him. We ended up not being able to. Totally fine, not a big deal. GG's to Mike. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for watching, and of course, until next time.